abundance of bird life to be found. Among the most common is the mallard duck, the male of which has the unfortunate combination of a green head and orange feet. Less common are tufted ducks with their bright yellow eyes showing clearly against the black head, which has a small tail at the back. In some parts there are families of the more ornate mandarin duck, and there have been sightings of other species such as merganser and pochard. Herons are often seen standing motionless at the water's edge, waiting to pounce on passing fish. They are probably none too impressed with the increasing number of cormorants now moving inland. This large black diving bird is a saltwater species, but in recent years they have started to colonise the Thames, no doubt having realised the rich pickings to be had from the abundant fish life. The crested grebe also dives for fish, and it is so well adapted for this role, with its legs right at the back of its streamlined body, that it is completely unable to stand on land. The egret is related to the heron, but is smaller and completely white, and although very rare, it has been sighted on this river. The kingfisher is another predatory bird, and although fairly common, it is hard to spot. Being quite small and fast-moving, it is often only seen as a flash of electric blue darting through the trees or across the water. There is the rail family, which includes the moorhen with its black body and red face, and the coot, which is black with a white face and beak. Coots defend their territory ferociously and will often drive swans away. Also in this family is the dabchick. Being quite small and secretive, they spend much of their time hidden in bankside vegetation. The Canada goose is so prolific it is now considered a pest, and it is often seen alongside the less common but more attractive Egyptian goose. Looking to the skies, we sometimes see kestrels hovering over fields. Similar in size and colour is the hobby, which swoops and turns over the water catching insects. The red kite with its distinctive forked tail and 5.5-foot wingspan is now common all along the Thames Valley, having been reintroduced following near eradication of the British Isles. As well as the bird species, there is the otter, which though non-existent on the Thames a few years ago, is now well established on some stretches, thanks once again to a programme of reintroduction. More common is the mink, which although not a native species, has done very well on the Thames. Originally bred in captivity for their fur, some have found their way into the wild, having a serious effect on native fauna due to their hunting ability, taking both birds and their eggs. Due to the significance and uniqueness of bird life on the Upper Thames, French Brothers now operate a dedicated bird and wildlife watching cruise in the Windsor area. Details of this are in our timetable and website, and as places are strictly limited, booking is essential. Ahead of us now is Boveney Lock. Boveney is one of 44 lock and weir systems on the Upper Thames. The Upper Thames refers to the non-tidal section of the river, stretching from the source in the Cotswold Hills in Gloucestershire down to Teddington in London. After Teddington Lock, the river becomes tidal as it flows through London towards the North Sea. Teddington being the first lock you encounter heading upstream, and Boveney Lock here is the 10th in the line of 44.
44 locks.
The Thames is 215 miles long from source to sea, and 191 miles of this is navigable. This is largely due to the locks and weirs, which regulate the downhill flow of water along the Upper Thames, keeping it at a more or less constant level throughout the year. This ensures a safe depth for navigation, as well as helping to reduce the risk of flooding during wet weather. The weir is ahead of us now, and it is this that does the main job of controlling the flow of water into this reach, a reach being a stretch of river between two locks. The weir is constructed from a series of gates across the main channel of the river, acting a bit like a dam, and it's by individually raising or lowering these gates that the lock keepers are able to control the flow of water in accordance with recent rainfall. The Thames drops in elevation by about 600 feet from source to sea. The first 200-foot drop occurs within the first 9 miles from the source, and another 100 feet within the next 11 miles. And it's this downhill flow that necessitates the locks and weirs. So between the first lock at Teddington in London and the last at St John's in Betchlade, the river follows its gradient as a series of steps, if you like, dropping a few feet at a time with each lock and weir.
Okay, so there's a boat in the lock chamber at the moment. We just need to wait for this boat to come down and out, and then we will go in. I will ask as we enter the lock, this is one of the smallest locks on the river. Please keep all hands, arms, legs, fingers and spouses inside the boat. This boat is 50 tons of made of steel and they are big concrete walls. Fingers will lose.
It's funny, wasn't it? I'm just going to see what the bloody pause is.